So I ended up watching a movie this weekend, and as part of a growing or continuing type of movie that has been around for a while and I thought was dead, but that is the video game adaptation genre. I honestly, now that I think about it, after I watched this movie and kind of started thinking about this topic, was there's been quite a few movies come out over the past 5 to 10 years, and most of them haven't been terrible. They've actually been received pretty well. Example being, we had the Mario movie, we had Warcraft, we had Uncharted, Last of Us, we had the Resident Evil movies. I know a lot of people may not have liked those, but I liked them. They're a guilty pleasure of mine. I mean, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, but admittedly, I would say that those movies don't accurately represent the franchise, but I don't know, they were pretty good. And many other things, like the Halo series, for better or for worse. But I ended up watching a movie called Gran Turismo this weekend. And it got a 7.2. I gave it a 5 if I was being nice, because it was probably one of the most predictable, cliche, weird movies I've ever seen. And I know that that's very dramatic because I like what the movie is. It's based on a true story. Like at the end of the movie, they show this kid's journey, because basically the idea is this kid was a Gran Turismo simulation driver. He had the whole racing sim and everything. And then he ended up winning a competition that Nissan and PlayStation and Gran Turismo were holding. And then he ended up becoming, through this competition, because they were just trying to see if a gamer could become a driver, he ended up becoming an actually really, really good driver. So he's actually been doing it for 8-9 years, I guess, since like 2010, 2011. It's really a cool story. Gamer turned pro driver who's actually doing really well in the pro circuit. I like it. That's actually a pretty cool story. It seems like a good idea for a movie, right? But why did they have to make it that way? It was so cheesy. Like, you think about it. Like, you're watching them. There's nothing worse than watching a movie and knowing what's going to happen. You can just guess because it's that predictable. There was one scene with a car wreck that was not predictable, that I actually was like, whoa, okay, that was not expected. But outside of that, the rest of the movie, I was like, oh, this is going to have, this, and this. And it was not for me. It was very cheesy. And the worst part was it was 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Why? We were at the hour 30 mark, and I was like, is this almost over? And I paused it, and it was still 40 something minutes left, 50 minutes. I was like, what did we sign up for? What are we watching here? It was crazy. Anyways, reason why I bring this topic up is because this genre is actually more successful than I want to give it credit for. Like The Last of Us, for example, is the most successful thing we've got recently. That got an 8.8 out of 10. And I actually liked the first season for the most part. There was a couple episodes I liked way better than the others, but for the most part, I liked it. Pedro Pascal is great in his role. I love it. And Ellie, she was okay. It wasn't my favorite. But anyway, long story short, I like it. I'm looking forward to the next season. It's going to be good. But anyways, that was actually pretty good. Then Uncharted, I haven't seen it, but apparently Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg did a decent job. Not bad. I mean, Tom Holland doesn't look like the guy from Uncharted. I don't know. I didn't really see it when they announced it. And then the Warcraft movie, I've heard, was actually decent. It wasn't bad. But again, when you're taking such a huge subject that is World of Warcraft and trying to put it into a movie without having multiple movies and maybe a show planned, it's kind of a tall order, because that's a lot of subject matter to cover for one movie. And then the Mario movie, which is one of the ones that I actually really liked. That was a fantastic freaking movie. Yes, it was a little corny and on the nose, and it was definitely had some kiddish moments for, me in my mid-30s to be watching. But I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was an original take on that story, and I liked it. I thought that Chris Pratt did a great job as Mario. And I don't know, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was one of the best video game adaptations I've seen in a while. And then again, like I mentioned, the Resident Evil movies. I like the Alice character, but outside of that, all the rest of the characters are kind of hit or miss. I don't like the way they portrayed a lot of them. But anyway, I don't know. Like, it makes me It makes me want to go down the rabbit hole of watching more of these movies, even though, yes, I admittedly just said that Gran Turismo was not my favorite. Maybe that was an outlier for me. But legitimately, I'm like, man, we're kind of in a little bit of a golden age for video game adaptations. Makes me want another Mortal Kombat remake or some sort of Mortal Kombat movie. What else? I definitely want an Old Republic movie franchise. They have got to make those because there's such good books, such great video games. Come on, it's time. What else? There's a list. You know what I mean? There's quite a bit list. Honestly, I'm really not. I mean, they tried Max Payne, but why have they not made a Grand Theft Auto TV show or movie franchise or something? I don't know. The list is big. They've got so many great franchises that they could turn into movies or TV shows that I'm really thinking that we're going to start seeing a lot more of these surface because video games are becoming increasingly more popular. And then I think that they're actually starting to get a good rap around how to do video game adaptations. And I don't know. I think we're in a little bit of a golden age for video game adaptations for sure. Not counting Gran Turismo.